Planned Parenthood is in crisis. That's according to a bombshell New York Times article citing botched abortions, failed procedures, and undertrained staff as clinics struggle financially. Despite raising nearly $500 million after Roe v. Wade was overturned, the New York Times reports much of that money isn't going to patient care. Meanwhile, lawsuits are piling up and some states are cutting off Medicaid funding. As clinics shut down and patient numbers drop, the future of the abortion giant looks more uncertain than ever. For more on this, let's bring in Lila Rose. She is the founder and president of Live Action. Lila, welcome. Good to see you.
Great to see you too. Thanks for having me.
So what's your reaction to this report from the New York Times, Planned Parenthood in crisis?
Well, it took them a few decades to finally publish it. I mean, this is not new information. Planned Parenthood has been a corrupt abortion corporation for decades. They commit 400,000 abortions every single year. Their abortion numbers have gone up while their other so-called health services have gone down. And you know, what the New York Times reported is things that the pro-life movement has known about for decades. Example, botched abortions. You know, a woman in the New York Times article goes in New York. She's concerned her abortion isn't complete. Planned Parenthood sends her home. 12 weeks later, she delivers a baby that's alive, and then that dies. I mean, absolutely horrific stories, but this is par for the course for Planned Parenthood. So I think the writing should be on the wall. They receive $700 million in taxpayer funds. Planned Parenthood shouldn't be receiving a single dime in taxpayer funds. They are a corrupt abortion chain that should be shut down instead.
Lila, do you think Planned Parenthood is losing its grip on the abortion industry? And are you concerned that if it, declines, that another group or another agency will come in and kind of fill its shoes?
It's a good question. What has happened, especially because of the Biden administration, the regulations on the abortion pill were lifted. And so right now, you can order an abortion pill virtually anywhere without a doctor's appointment, without a doctor's visit. They can be sent to you via mail. I mean, an underage girl, an abusive boyfriend or older man getting that pill for a young girl. This can be done in virtually any state. And so Planned Parenthood, I think, will lose some of their grip on the abortion market because of the advent of the abortion pill and the fact that it's pill via mail. This too, though, can be solved under the Trump administration if the Trump administration does common sense regulations and prohibits this incredibly dangerous drug from being sent via mail. It's killing over 50% of the babies killed by abortion, and it's landing 1 out of every 30 women in the emergency room, the abortion pill. So yes, Planned Parenthood's influence in one sense is waning, but the abortion pill is becoming more prevalent. That needs to be stopped, and that's, again, an action that the Trump administration should take.
Lila, I want to ask you about IVF. President Trump recently signed an executive order to lower IVF costs. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, infertility is a problem that continues to increase in this country. It's completely tragic. I think the response to the crisis of infertility is not expanding IVF. IVF, unfortunately, 90% of the babies created via IVF. Many people don't realize this. 90% of the babies created via IVF end up frozen indefinitely, discarded, so destroyed or miscarried. So in that sense, IVF is not pro-life, and so you have 1 million frozen embryos in this country because of the unregulated IVF industry. I think the solution should be instead to invest in restorative reproductive medicine, which works to make the human body and reproductive system healthier. It has no ethical issues, and that's what we hope that the administration will invest in.
Okay, Lila Rose with Live Action. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much, Lila.